Hey, it's Audrey here with Changing Tides Energy. Day 8 of coming back to you. Oh man, I am not feeling it today. I am tired, low energy, low inspiration, feeling just pretty flat. And this is what got me out of the door today. Okay. It's just really beautiful. The rain had been coming down really hard, and all of a sudden it got quiet. And I thought, "Ooh, snow. That's good, I guess. I'll take it." So today I just want to talk about grief. I think if you watched my prior videos, you probably know that this Coming Back to You series began for me at a time when I was recommitting to myself after what felt like quite the derailment. My brother took his own life the last day of January this year. It still feels surreal to say that. It still feels surreal that it's still like a shock, you know? I definitely have not been here in my remote Alaskan wilderness space the whole time since he's passed away. We've gone back to my hometown to spend some time with my family and back to the city where he lived. And it's not in my face day to day because he wasn't part of my day to day life. So I don't think about it and process it. It's not in my face. Grief is a really common experience. We're all going to experience it in life if you haven't yet. And I'm grateful for you. It's just it's part of the journey of love in this world. When we love, then we also can experience the pain from that love or the loss from that love. It's not really a loss. It's a loss of what we know. It's a loss of life as we understood it. It's a loss of our reality being completely uplifted and changed and shifted. And we all experience grief in very different ways. And it's okay. I'm watching an eagle fly across the water. It's pretty far away at this point, but it sure is beautiful. So I just want to say, wherever you're at in your grief journey, that's okay. Wherever you're at is where you're meant to be. And in my experience with grief, I would have to say that fighting it or not accepting it or being frustrated by it or feeling taken over by it, all of those different feelings of resistance, anything that goes against our natural state of acceptance, in that way, it really does impact our ability to heal and move through. If we are feeling like in the fight against the experience, well, then we're just going to be feeling worse. But to accept it is so scary. Like, to accept the feeling that you could be run over with emotions, they're just taken over. I mean, the grief can can, bring you to your knees. It can do all sorts of crazy things. When I found out about my dad dying, this is 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago, um, I collapsed, lost function in my body. Like, just real intensity can happen. And it's scary to surrender to that. Oh my God. Do you guys hear that? Sea lions are messing around. There's 6 of them. I always say that there's 6 of them because there's this group of adolescent females that seem to hang out around here. And I've only seen 6 at a time. Let's see. Wow. They're pretty far away from you. Gosh, I better not fall off this cliff. Trying to get a good shot of them. That would be bad. Just like that. You can get swooped out of the moment by some really loud animal sounds. I thought it was a whale, but those sea lions are noisy, especially when they're all together and they come up and breathe like that. It's pretty intense. So, anyway, I was just sharing about grief and accepting your grief, not fighting it. Of course, at times we have to put it in a bucket so we can, move on with our day and, go ahead and not be plowed over. And that's okay. Um, that is totally reasonable. And it's really the most challenging thing to just not accept it. Getting some messages from family planning to come up for my brother's celebration of life. And, I'm just at that stage where I'd rather not think about it. I'd rather not, I have no idea, what I'll even say at his funeral. It's tricky, he killed himself. And I'm still a little mad about that. I'm still a little shocked that he was just able to just do that. And it's just not what I thought I knew or understood, right? So, and I know I'm not alone in that. And so it's like accepting that or trying to make sense of that is really challenging and nearly impossible and doesn't change anything. So it's like, for me right now, instead of really having the feelings of sadness that he's gone, although that is definitely there, it's more like, what the hell? Why'd you do that? I can't believe you did that. And man, sorry that you didn't feel like you could reach out, for help. Whew. I gotta say, part of living this vulnerable life, part of sharing, my calling to share since I was a wee one, share the struggles. Don't do it alone. Don't fall off the cliff alone. They'll never know where you are. No, seriously though. It's it's just so crazy to me to think maybe this is you. Maybe you live this way too. I don't know. People do. Just to not have a person who you're really, truly honest with, somebody that has your back, somebody that will reach out to your family or your closest friends if you're struggling, somebody who will advocate for you if needed. If you don't have that in your life, there are people out there. There are resources out there. And you don't have to do this grief journey alone. You don't have to do this life journey alone if it's feeling heavy for you. So, well, 2 sudden deaths of 2 of my immediate family members in 4.5 years. And it's days like today that I just give myself grace. Not my most productive day, not my most inspired day, and allowing myself to rest and recover and be present in the flow is absolutely the most critical element to healing through grief. Tend to you. Tend to your precious heart. Pay attention to you. What do you need in this moment? It's okay to grieve in front of your kids. It's okay for the people around you to know that you're grieving. That's okay. It's actually one of the greatest gifts that you can give is authenticity and sharing vulnerably with the ones that you love. My daughter was probably one of my greatest guides after my dad died. She was 8 years old, I believe, and she just spoke truth to me. God spoke through her. One of the most profound moments that I remember was just collapsing in the heaviness of the grief. This was months later, months after he died. Just collapsing on the floor, walking, just like, oh. And Ada walking up to me and giving me this mirror that had been on the ground that I had meant to hang up. And she said, Mama, hold this mirror. It was like a 2x3. It's pretty big. I held this big mirror and looked in it. And she's like, Mama, look in the mirror. Mama, look in the mirror. What do you see? And she's like, when you look in the mirror, she said, you see yourself, but you see Grandpa, you see your dad, because he's a part of you. And so whenever you want to feel close to your dad, just take a look in the mirror and take a moment. And I have to tell you that that's been one of the most meaningful and powerful messages that have helped me so much. And I have looked in that mirror and I have cried looking at that mirror. I have held eye contact with myself looking at that mirror and thinking, wow, this is crazy. And it's drying off under here for a minute. And I got to tell you, it really is. It really is quite something to realize and recognize how closely integrated we are to those that have left us. And if you receive messages, if you receive signs, if you receive feelings, dreams, don't dismiss them. Our angels and guides are trying to talk to us all the time. They're always there showing us the way. It's just a matter of if we're able to listen, or able to see, or able to hear. I got the gentle nudge today with the snow. Get out the door and go. Everything you need is within you. Those that have left before you, they're still with you. They're still part of you. The void that you feel, the feelings that you feel, they're okay. They're okay to feel. It's okay to feel the grief that you're feeling. It's okay to feel the heaviness and the weight. It's okay. It's not going to last forever. Feelings are not facts. Feelings are not final. Let them pass and move through you. Don't fight them. They'll get stuck. If you feel a tightness in your body anywhere, you're being asked to let go. You're being asked to release. Gently, slowly. I encourage you, I ask of you, I invite you. Go look into the mirror after you're off this video. Go look into the mirror and make eye contact with yourself. Really look deeply into your eyes. What do you see? Do you see your soul? Do you see yourself in there? There might be a lot of pain. There might be a lot of love. There might be excitement or fear. That's all your ego. Don't worry about it. The purity is in there. Everything's okay. We don't have to attach to the experiences. We can just let them move beyond, let them move past us. Hold space for them. Hold space for yourself. And with grace, allow yourself to move through and move on to the next moment and experience of your day. I'm blessed to be here with you today. Thank you for being here today. And I'll check in tomorrow. Take care of you.